go to the Teen Media Literacy event. I promise you, it will not fail. If you don't get anything out of it, I personally will buy you a glass of water.
Let's pump up the volume!
This year was Pump Up the Volume on media literacy. We wanted to make sure everyone knows about what media literacy is after this conference. With the conference, we had three focus areas that we focused on with media literacy education. We looked at the media's influence on body image and stereotypes, which is huge right now. And then we also looked at the media's influence on healthy relationships and dating violence. And then lastly, we looked at the influence of social media on identity and peer relationships and personal branding with teens.
To be able to have, an educational experience outside of school, because I'd rather be here than at home where I'm not really stimulating my brain. So it's good to come here and learn things in a more comfortable environment than school, where things are a lot more censored. This is the real world, and I'm with my peers. So I think it's a more cultural experience and cultivates that kind of stuff. So I'm happy to be here.
Media literacy is the act of going through media messages and actually accessing, analyzing, evaluating those messages. And then the last piece of media literacy education is action, because action is that conversation, action is that dialogue, action is doing something about it. Because once you're exposed to media literacy, you realize that there's something to do.
And that gives you the idea to do drugs. You might not do it immediately, but that's planting the seed for the future.
I think a lot of African American men are targeted. You see on the news.
Media literacy is important because it empowers individuals and it educates individuals on how to decode the different messages that are being brought to us through the media. So when you're looking at a photo ad and you're saying, who are they targeting? Who are they marketing to? Or when I'm listening to a song, what are they talking about? Or when I'm watching a reality show, what is this reality show telling me about healthy relationships or about dating and things like that?
Being a keynote speaker at the conference, I got a chance to really tell my story about how, I came into it, pre-social media, and now social media is really a part of what I do. So I got a chance to really speak to the youth about following their dreams, focusing in on what they want and not being afraid to go after it. At the same time, finding that balance of being smart, being responsible for what you do, and having fun.
Some teens, they showed up and they're like, my mom brought me here. But by the end of the conference, they were like, they don't want to leave, and they made new friends. And one parent called us and told us that some of the teens they just met at the conference, they were hanging out with, going to the mall the following week.
This conference was very effective, and I can speak to that on a personal level because my daughter went, and she talked about it. She enjoys herself. She met new friends. I think that was one of the biggest things that these kids don't get to do, is actually meet someone that's not on a Snapchat or an Instagram or whatever that they're using. They actually get to see a person and ask that person their name, and then they get an audible response like, wow, I heard you and I know who you are. So I think it was very effective, because now these kids hear messages that aren't from their parents, from other adults, and that, how the story goes. Your parents could tell you that the sky is blue and you're like, no, it's not, until someone else says the sky is blue. I'm like, yeah, it is. So I think it's very effective that you have knowledgeable adults who've experienced all the things that they're talking about, and giving them this message that, hey, you can achieve your goals, you can, be whoever you want to be, and here are the dangers and the pitfalls and the traps that are out there. Be advised, and here are the rules and the things that you should follow. And the kids are like, yeah, that makes sense.
The media, just what these kids are exposed to on a daily basis, and kudos to them for being here, and us being here. I'm so happy to be here to give these kids late to process this stuff and have conversations and figure out what it means.
I think getting them involved in group work and making them a part of a group effort really makes them accountable for themselves and other people. So you know that there's no one man is an island kind of thing. So I think that really kind of put the message across for them, like, hey, it is a connected world, not so much, you know, connected through all the media and social media devices, but actual people. Like, we're actual team, there's physical work that we can do and get a job done.
And so, but you're going to have to explain what you mean by that. So you're going to have text in your ad, and that's going to be a large part of your ad for that to work, right?
If you give them two things, we as human beings, if you give us two things to compare, we're usually pretty good at it. That's not the same as that, right? Your challenge here is to say, are we using too many people?
Body dysmorphia. Okay, so throughout the week, we've seen how the media portrays certain images as desirable and undesirable in certain body types and people. One condition that could be caused by this is body dysmorphia, in which a person looks into a mirror and they see something totally different than their actual appearance. It might be to protect their ego, and it's because the media morphs them to think that that is desirable, whichever one of these may be the true image. We decided that the point of this campaign was to show that we are not the media, and we are not affected by how they want to control us and how they want to show that certain images are desirable and undesirable, because there's beauty in everything.
The biggest thing that I personally wanted the teens to take away from the conference is the fact that they are uniquely made individuals, and that they do not have to be negatively influenced or shaped or pulled or pushed by the media or by anyone else.
We got a lot of support in the community from sponsors that wanted us to engage in those conversations and empower teens to become advocates centered around those different issues in which media are influencing teens. So the Jamie Kimball Foundation was the first sponsor to come on board. UNC Charlotte, huge sponsor for us. The College of Health and Human Services. The social work department was our main key sponsor. We worked with Professor Shanti Kulkarni, and she spearheaded research for the conference. So there's a lot of funding that helped support the research component and research initiative in the community called Shaping the Message. So there's some funding that came from there. We also had the Women's and Growth Research Alliance that was all on board for supporting the media's influence workshops on body image. And we also had help from money come in from the county, the Women's Commission. So we definitely appreciated all our sponsors.
One thing that I would like to encourage anybody who's watching this DVD is to get involved. Even, of course, we want to pull all of our teens, but we also want to pull individuals that have that voice that can pour into these young people. Volunteers, overnight chaperones, committee planners, people who want to get on board and help plan the next year.
What I would tell a person who did not attend this conference is attend the conference. It's that simple. Like, there's so much knowledge and information that happens at this conference that this interview alone cannot explain it all. I could tell you a million times what it is, but you have to see it for yourself. It's like an Eiffel Tower, a Grand Canyon, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You have to see these things in real life to know that they're real and that they are amazing and that you will walk away a different person. It's
a life-changing experience. I remember telling the teens that came to the conference when we opened up that after they leave this weekend, their life will never be the same, and they will never look at media the same. And on Sunday, when we saw those teens do their presentations, we knew that they no longer looked at media the same, just from the conversations that they had. So I just want to let any teen know, or any parent know, that if your teen attends this conference next year, they will not be the same.
So are you excited about being here today?
I'm very excited.
What did you learn?
I learned that I am not a stereotype. I am breaking boundaries. I am not the media. And also that I'm going to spread the word, like tell my friends about this awesome organization as well as Girl Talk Incorporated, you know, because we work together, because Charlotte is small, but it's building up, and it's a lot of empowerment groups and organizations around here trying to empower the young folks, because we are the next generation, and we all need to feel and understand that nobody can tell us who we are other than us. We are in control of our own lives, not the media, not anything else that can contradict your thoughts or actions. Like, love yourself, be who you are, be true to yourself. That's it. That's all I can say.